Hey guys, and welcome to another video. This is just a video to go through what's going on with my funded account and how exactly I got to this stage. So the funded account is up and running. Just to refresh the page, just to show that it is a live page. As we can see, we're running almost about 3% in profit, and this was all done after passing this one step 50k challenge, which was documented on Twitter over the course of 3 days. As you can see, it took 3 days to get to the 10% profit target. Just to flash out the Twitter, so these were like the tweets taken during that time. And what I'll do is that I'll show how I got there, and it's through using what I've created, which is StraviaX. So StraviaX is essentially your one-stop shop to kind of see all of your macro related, fundamental related aspects that help you create a good bias to then execute on some trades. It moves away from being able to have 7 tabs open all at once to monitor sentiment, to monitor COT, to monitor bank rates, to monitor the calendar. It's all in one shop, just to help you have one place to go to. As being a full-time worker, sometimes it's hard to kind of go across different softwares or websites just to kind of get everything all together and get that full picture. So I built this to help myself, and I think it would be ultimately helpful to others to use and to help them get biases from the jump to help them with their trades. So at least in terms of what I did for my trades, what I would have done is that I would have come to my dashboard here, and I've looked at the top opportunities on my watch list. How Stravia does this is that it gives you an aggregate score of all of the macros, but then also gives you a conviction. So the conviction and agreement basically just shows you the alignment of key aspects all aligning at once. So for example, there could be, so let's just take the USD JPY for example here. Sentiment is pointing bullish. All the macros are pointing, but mostly bullish, and the seasonality is pointing bullish. Then we've got an overall score that is bullish. So all 3 blocks are bullish and aligned. So this gives a strong conviction and a strong agreement, which makes this a better trade. And I think this is powerful because it helps you focus in on probably the better opportunities on the market. So for example, you got USD CAD here, which is also a +9. It's got high conviction, but it's only got 2 out of 3 aligned. So this is why it makes this would be a fine secondary play, but the seasonality isn't quite there. All the macros and the sentiment point together, but USD JPY looks like it'd probably be a better option. But I'm diverting. Essentially, what I did for my trades is that I had USD CHF, UAD CAD, and EUAUD as my trades. So at the time, AUD CAD was pointing bullish, which it still is. It's still got the sentiment and the macros and the seasonalities neutral at the moment. So it was pointing, it was on my waitlist, I think. And as you go into the pair detail page, as you can see, it gives you the CO2 position, and it tells you whether the COTs are at extreme highs based on the last 52 weeks. And it's assessed all of these factors across key macros. I think one of the reasons why it's probably dropped off is because the retail sentiment has dropped below 60% here, so it's probably not as strong of a signal. This is momentum, so this basically shows you just how many times it's beat and lost over the last couple of weeks. So that's another aggregate that's probably changed over the last week. So essentially I came into here. This initially was showing me that it was a good trade to take, and as you can see here, these were the trades I did take. So I came in here, and I came in again here. So when I say here, I mean it was actually here. for this secondary position, and for this first position, I came in here with my stop losses below structure, and then I took it up to here. I closed at 6 o'clock, I think, or 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock my time, because that's just my trading system. I took it because it was Monday open, and we had a gap down. We initially pumped up, bit of a retracement, started to break structure on the 15-minute. I took my stop loss below this structure here, and I felt like this gap was always going to be filled at some point. So I took that trade, as well as the fact that Stravia was giving me a good confirmation that this should be going in this bullish direction. Just all helped. So I've married up my technicals. I've married up what Stravia had given me, and that's what gave me the first winnable trade. The next one was AUD. No, I think AUD CHF was my finisher. So it was EU AUD. It's probably one of my more winning positions. So again, I went into Stravia. EU AUD would have been telling me at the time that it's still doing it again, but like I said, things have changed over the last week. News has come out, things have changed, sentiment has changed, so that's why it's not coming up on that waitlist anymore. So it would have come up on the top opportunity or my waitlist. Most of these things are mostly the same as when I saw it the other day, when I took the trade. So because as you can see, the overall score is it's -5. It's sentiment and macros bearish. So it's some of the key signals are marrying up. The conviction is medium. So again, I came into here. I saw we did a bit of a liquidity grab up here in the UK open. Started to melt away, so I came in on this like retracement here, put my stop loss above the structure. I took it down, and then I took a secondary position after a bit of a retracement here, and my stop loss above this wick here at the US open, and took it down to, I think again I took myself out around 7:30, 8 o'clock on this trade, and that's what really set me up for the final day, where I took this AUD CHF trade, and once again it would have been the same thing. AUD CHF would have been showing me that it was on the watch list, sorry, all the top opportunities. I would have come in here again. I would have assessed all of these things. It would have told me that there's a medium conviction. The overall scores pointing in the bullish direction. The key things are agreeing up at the moment. The center of the macros, the seasonality. So I would have come into here. I came in at 56.52. Put my stop loss below the structure. I wrote it to a 2-to-1 because that's what I needed at that point. So yeah, that was essentially my process, and it was mostly driven by Stravia. So Stravia gave me the conviction, it gave me the agreement, it gave me the bias, it gave me the drive and the confidence to take the trades in those particular pairs. And then I use my own system and my own edge and my own technical analysis to then execute and put my stop losses where they needed to be based on my own system. So, and I think that's the best way to, at least for me, that's the best way to trade, and that's what's been profitable for me so far. And yeah, this is essentially it. I think there's a number of different things about Stravia. Stravia is going to launch in the summertime. We're aiming at the moment to do it next month. There's a number of different features. There's a weekly report that you can use on a Sunday night to give you a bit of a high level understanding as to what's coming up next in the next week. We have a customization where you could build your own dashboard. You can select what you actually want to look at. If you're a trader that likes to focus in on particular pairs or the certain pairs that you don't want to be looking at, then you can customize your own dashboard. We've got metals and indices coming soon. It's not currently in this system at the moment. When you make the adjustments, your instruments were changed, and all these metrics were changed. This gives you what changes to your last update screen, so you can immediately see what's changed. Like I've been showing throughout the video, there's a top opportunities watch list and avoid low quality plays in the dashboard. And then there's like a bit of a market themes, what's currently going on in the market, what's emerging, what's a developing play. So for example, we've got New Zealand Kiwi dollar basically. Sorry, that's just a development setup. It's got a low score, but signals are starting to align, so it's worth monitoring. And then it gives you what's high convention, short bias, low. Other things is that you've got your confidence score page, so it gives you the scores across the different pairs here, and the momentum scores. You've got sentiment, so this is retail sentiment based on MyFxBook. It shows you where things are crowded. So when most of the retail crowd are starting to go on one side, it tells you how long they've been crowded for, or at least positioned in a certain way. So for example, saying in the last 5 days, USD JPY has been quite short heavy. And then we've got COT in here, again useful to have and useful to know. You can drill into the main currencies, and it shows you the weekly change by contracts, how many longs, how many shorts, the split. Is it a 52-week extreme? So I think AUD currently is. So again, it just helps you understand that, okay, institutions are currently quite heavy on AUD USD in the over the course of the last year. So AUD plays are probably things to probably maybe even focus in on. Go where the smart money is. We've got some information on what's going on with the central banks. We've got seasonality in here, so it's all one stop shop. And then we've got alerts that you can create your own alerts if you want to know when something is flipped bearish or flipped bullish. It can email you, and so on and so forth. But I could go through a more granular step by step walkthrough of everything on another video. If you wanted to come and have a look at some of these, there is a live preview page where you can kind of click through some of these key pages, and it will be demo data, it will not be live data. So it will just give you a bit of a flavor as to how it all works. If you wanted to just come in here and just kind of have a look around what it will look like in reality. So as you can see, it's still work in progress, hence where you haven't launched it yet. But it's 90% done, and it's driving all the key data and metrics to help, at least as you can see, past challenges already for me, and even start to produce tangible profits and payouts. I can make a tweet once I've got my payout for that 50k account. But yeah, this is StraviaX, so Stravia.app. So if you want to have a look through the website to find out more information, see what's going on, like I said, have a look at those preview pages. You can see how much things will be and how things will be set up. There's currently a wait list, so that's what I kept saying by accident earlier, so watch list, where in which there is a founding member pricing discount. So it's limited to the first 100 subscribers. So if you wanted to jump in and be one of the first people to get hold of Stravia, I have a discounted rate for life. Then yeah, please feel free to join the wait list. You'll be the first people to know once it goes live. And yeah, we also have a Twitter page, as I flashed up at the beginning. And we'll be continuing to tweet out and everything. So at the moment, we actually have a giveaway. So it runs until the end of May. Sorry, I'm a bit ill. Runs until the end of May. We wanted to celebrate the passing of the 50k challenge. And so we wanted to give away 2 free copies of, or 2 subscriptions, of the elite version of Stravia. So if you want to go to Twitter and participate, here's the tweet here. What you need to do is follow, like, and comment on what's one thing missing from every Forex tool you've ever tried. And then you can even comment on what's going on with Stravia as well. We're more than happy to hear what you guys think on this current form, and include that in some of our backlog to build into going forward. But yeah, that's essentially it. I don't want to keep rambling on. This is the video. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. We'll continue to push out more videos as we go along. But as for now, it's Monday, so it's the beginning of the trading week. So have a good week. And yeah, we'll catch you all again next time. Thank you.